nursing, so might as well know the different classification of diseases. Okay. So when we say etiologic factor causes, so what causes or ano ang nagkukos ng mga disease na ito? Okay, for a while, there are those who are late. Okay. So, one is hereditary. When we say hereditary, this is due to the defect in the genes of one or other parent which is transmitted to the offspring. So, for example, can you give me examples of hereditary diseases? Yung namamana, it has a familial tendency, parang yung parents or yung grandparents mo meron and then yung parents mo nagkaroon and then kayong mga siblings or mga anak meron. Anybody? Examples of hereditary diseases.
Diabetes, ma'am.
I can't hear you. Hindi marinig. Ano? Hello? Example, my dear 1B.
Diabetes, ma'am.
Yes, very good. Diabetes. Okay, di ba? So if your parents have it and probably or 100% that you will have it because it is in the genes. You get me. Okay, diabetes mellitus. However, there are two types of diabetes. You have your type 1 diabetes and type 2 diabetes. Type 1 is said to be hereditary and the type 2 is said to be acquired. It depends on what you are actually eating, kung ano ba yung mga kinakain mo, ano ba yung lifestyle mo. Kaya nagkakaroon ka ng type 2 diabetes. Whereas yung type 1, yun na talaga it has a familial tendency. It is hereditary. You get me. Next is congenital. Due to a defect in the development, hereditary factors or prenatal infection present at birth. So examples of congenital diseases or conditions, we have cleft lip, and then cleft palate. Ito yung parang bingot. In Tagalog, tinatawag nating bingot. O di ba may mga bata tayong nakikita pinapanganak, bingot na sila. Kumbaga yung lip nila ay parang separated or kung pangangangain mo yung bata, wala siyang soft palate. Yung soft palate yung nandoon sa ilalim, di ba? Yung parang parang lumululoy doon pero may mga batang ganun na pinapanganak, wala silang soft palate. Okay. Metabolic due to disturbances or abnormality in the intricate processes of metabolism. So example nga niyan, aside from diabetes mellitus as hereditary, pwede din siyang metabolic. And hyperthyroidism. Hyperthyroidism. Okay? Deficiency results from inadequate intake or absorption of essential dietary factors. Example is osteomalacia or malacia. So which is vitamin D deficiency in adults. You get me? Osteomalacia, kaya nagiging brittle yung mga bones niya. It's because of vitamin D deficiency. Traumatic due to injury, example, fractures. Bakit tayo nagkakaroon ng mga pilay, mga ganon? Fractures means break, parang ganon, in the continuity of the bone. Nagkakaroon tayo ng mga pilay ganon or fractures. Neoplastic due to abnormal or uncontrolled growth of cells. O pag sinabi nating neo, it means new growth, mga bagong tumutubo sa ating katawan na dapat hindi tumutubo. For example niyan ay cancer. Kasi when we speak of cancer class, it is actually a new growth or uncontrolled growth of cells in our body. Neoplastic. Okay? Allergic due to abnormal response of the for a while. Okay. due to an abnormal response of the body to chemical or protein substances or to physical stimuli. Say for example, asthma. O dahil sa asthma, because you are actually allergic to dust, ganun, allergic to pollens, ganun kayo nagkakaroon kayo ng asthma. And then skin allergy. Okay. Skin allergy. Okay. So, allergic yun, reaction. Or some, allergic sa seafoods like that, allergic to eggs, mga ganon. Yung mga, ano tawag natin dyan, allergic. Idiopathic, the cause is unknown, self-originated of spontaneous origin. So, if you'll be dealing with diseases later on, some of these diseases are idiopathic. Okay, when we say idiopathic, wala. Or ang cause niya is unknown. You get me, okay? Degenerative results from the degenerative changes that occur in tissue or organs. Example, pag matanda ka na, yung mga osteoporosis, ganun, or osteoarthritis, or degenerative ang tawag natin sa mga condition or sakit na yan. Okay. Then we have iatrogenic results from the treatment of a disease. Example, hypothyroidism after thyroid surgery, alopecia or hair loss after chemotherapy. So pag sinabi nating iatrogenic, ito ay resulta nung isa o yung pagpapagamot mo. You get me. Okay? So nagkakaroon ka ng hypothyroidism after a thyroid surgery or nakakalbo ka, alopecia, after chemotherapy. Okay? Okay. Next, we have other description of diseases. So disease can also be organic. So when we say organic, results from changes in the normal structure, from recognizable anatomical changes in an organ or tissue of the body. Ito ang normal, pero kung minsan nagkakaroon ng panibago or pagbabago. So pagkaroon ng pagbabago ng organ or tissue of the body, then the disease can be described as organic. Functional naman, no anatomical changes are observed for the symptoms present result from abnormal responses to stimuli. So pag sinabi nating function, okay, it depends on yung sintomas na nakikita mo. For example, mga mental illnesses or psychiatric illnesses. Pagkabaliw, ang bagal balakisiw, katok, diba? Yun ang tawag natin. Okay. Mga abnormal responses to stimuli. Say for example, namatayan ng pamilya o namatayan ng mahal sa buhay. So anong nangyari? Nakikita mo, nagbabago na siya. Pagkatapos umiiwas na siya sa tao, hindi na naliligo, hindi na siya nag-observe ng hygiene, o pagkatapos nakikita mo na siya nagsasalitang mag-isa, naglalakad na mag-isa sa daan, di ba? O psychiatric illnesses ang mga iyon dahil hindi mo nakayanan. O may mga examples natin, mga estudyante, class na bumabagsak kasi ang taas ng tingin nila sa sarili nila. Kailangan lahat perfect o hindi man perfect, mga line of 9, mga ganun ang mga grades nila. Pero may isa silang subject wherein they rated, sabihin mo na 75, parang ang baba-baba doon sa expectation niya. Ano ang nangyayari sa estudyanteng ito? Hindi na kumakain, na-depress na, naambagal la or nabagtitan, no Ilocano ka, naambagal la, no Pangasinan ka, nabaliw. Kasi yung expectations niya, you get me. Lahat 9, tapos isang subject niya 75 or bumagsak. You get me, my dear 1B. May mga ganun na mga estudyante. Hindi lang nadidepress kung minsan. Kung minsan nagsisuicide pa yan kasi hindi niya matanggap na bumagsak siya. You get me? O ang masasabi ko lang, dapat wala sa inyong ganun na kailangan ang grade mo ganito. Kung gusto mong mataas ang grade nyo, pag magsikap ka, mag-aral ka, hindi po hinihingi, Ma'am, I am a scholar. Because I've been here for 35 years na akong nagtuturo pagkatapos may mga estudyante akong namimit. Ma'am, I am a scholar, so I need to have a grade of 84 and above so I can be, okay, I can have a 25 or 50% or 75% discount from my tuition fee. Maraming ganun class, nakikiusap. O ang sabi naman natin, if you really are a scholar, then show me. Show us. Mag-aral ka. Hindi yung hinihingi mo yung grade mo. Ganon. Marami na pong ganon. Ma'am, I am a scholar. Chuchuchu, oh my goodness. Sabi ko, okay. If you really are a scholar, then show us na kaya mo yung grade mo na i-maintain 84 and above, ganun. Or 88, 90, ganun. Hindi hinihingi po ang grade, my dear, level 1B, please. I don't want you to be begging on your grade. Dapat pinaghihirapan mo. It should be earned. You get me, Mga ganon. Occupational results from factors associated with the occupation engaged in by the patient. For example, so cancer is prone for patients who are working in factories, mga ganon, di ba? Okay. Kung saan sila nagtatrabaho, o pag sinabi occupation at nakuha nila yung sakit nila doon sa trabaho, we call it occupational because it depends on the occupation. O kaya nga example natin dyan, cancer among chemical factory workers. O mga ganon. Kung ikaw din ay nagsisirox, o you are prone to radiation, o din probability kung nagkaroon ka din ng sakit, and then sasabihin nila, it's because of your job, it's because of your occupation. O di occupational ang tawag natin doon. Familial occurs in several individuals on the same family. Kaya it has a familial tendency. Meron si tatay, meron si nanay, meron yung mga siblings. Ganon. Okay. Venereal usually acquired through sexual relation. Okay. So yung pakikiniig, o yung term natin pakikiniig, pakikipagrelasyon, yung marami kang partners in life, and then sexual partners. We are talking of sexual partners because you cannot have venereal diseases naman if you don't have multiple sexual partners. You get me? Okay. O like syphilis. Ano pa ba yung mga venereal diseases? HIV/AIDS, mga ganon. Pwedeng makuha yung through sexual intercourse. Okay? And then epidemic attacks a large number of individuals in a community at the same time. So epidemic, example yung SARS. Di ba? SARS lang yung ano natin pag epidemic kasi ang inaatake niya large number of individuals in a community at the same time. We also have pandemic. Endemic muna tayo. Present more or less continuously or recurs in a community. For example, malaria in Palawan and goiter in Mountain Province. Bakit bakit malaria in Palawan? Because of the presence of so for example, sandali lang. Presence of the vector, yung mosquito responsible in transmitting malaria. O kaya kung pupunta kayo ng Palawan, you should be wearing long sleeves like that. Ano kayo ng of lotion, mga ganun para hindi kayo kagatin ng mga lamok. Okay. Ano tawag na natin doon sa lamok na responsible in transmitting malaria. My goodness, my senior moments na talagong class. Kung ang dengue ay Aedes aegypti mosquito, sa malaria naman ay female Anopheles mosquito. Okay, na ano ko na. Anopheles, usually female Anopheles mosquito. Ha? Goiter in Mountain Province. Bakit? Dahil doon sa mga kinakain nila. Yung mga carrots, mga gano'n. Di ba kinakain nila ng ano yon, ng hindi niluluto, mga singkamas or jikama, tawag natin doon, lakamas, no, Pangasinan, o mga goitrogens ang mga yun. Ah? Masarap nga, di ba? Hindi mo naman na niluluto yun. O, kakainin mo na lang. So kung titignan nyo, punta kayo ng Mountain Province, maraming mga matatanda doon or mga ano tao na may goiter. Ah? Okay, goiter. O pandemic naman worldwide, widespread involving an entire country or continent o kagaya ng COVID-19. O di ba? COVID-19, HIV, AIDS. O naging pandemic ang mga yan, ah? Hanggang ngayon, meron pang AIDS. Marami pa ring namamatay sa AIDS. Pero with COVID-19, parang naglaylo na. You get me? Pero may mga panibagong mga diseases na lumalabas-labas pa kasi na it actually affects a particular country or buong continent. Now, what is the trend now is flu. Yung influenza, kaya nga, they are still obliging us to wear mask kasi yun na naman po ang uso. Influenza or flu-like symptoms. Okay. And then sporadic naman, a disease in which only occasional cases occur. For example, dengue during rainy season. O di ba? Pero naging, ang tawag natin dito, parang endemic na ngayon ang dengue kahit na hindi naman kasi rainy season. Basta may mga stagnant water dyan sa paligid at pinamumugaran ng mga mosquito, sabi nga natin Aedes aegypti mosquito, o di merong dengue, pero ang parang kalakasan niya during rainy season kasi mahilig ang mga Aedes aegypti mosquito sa mga area na mamasa-masa, ambasa. You get me? And then leptospirosis during floods naman. O, di ba nakikita natin ng mga baha-baha dahil nagtatampisaw ang mga bata sa baha. Maraming nagkaroon ng leptospirosis, yung nag-orange ang mata nila, di ba? Okay. Pati ihi nila. Oh. Dahil contaminated yung tubig na pinaliguan nila. Contaminated ng ihi, ng daga. You get me? Kaya nagkakaroon ng leptospirosis. Okay? Okay. Next, we have the 3 levels of prevention. Okay, primary prevention to encourage optimal health and to increase the person's resistance to illness. Seeks to prevent a disease or condition at a pre-pathologic state to stop something from ever happening. Dito pag sinabi nating primary class, wala pang nangyayari. Pero gumagawa ka na ng mga paraan para maiwasan mong magkasakit. You get me? O yung mga health promotion, exercise, eating a balanced diet, gumagamit ka ng mga pag if you are a construction worker, yung mga sombrero, mga ganon, you are submitting yourself to immunization o para hindi ka nga magkasakit. Ano pa? Maintaining ideal body weight, mga ganon. At tapos, yung iniiwasan mong madulas, yung titignan mo na dapat dry yung mga floors, mga ganon para hindi madaling, para hindi madulas yung mga senior citizens, mga ganon. Okay. Wearing of hard hat. Ang tawag natin pag construction worker ka, para ma-prevent na parang maanuhan ka ng mga pako, ng mga hard hat ang tawag natin doon, yung sombrerong medyo makapal. Nakikita nyo yon? Nakikita nyo yon, di ba? Okay, yun ay primary prevention. Tandaan natin. Secondary prevention naman, it is also known as health maintenance, seeks to identify specific illnesses or conditions at an early stage with prompt intervention to prevent or limit disability, to prevent catastrophic effects that could occur if proper attention and treatment are not provided. O yung mag-ano ka, early diagnosis or detection or screening. Say for example, mga ladies, in as much as pag may asawa ka na, you need to undergo pap smear, Papa Nicolau smear, in order to detect if you have ang tawag natin dito, determine kung baka meron ka ng cervical cancer, so magpa-pap smear ka dapat. Pag may asawa ka, Pero kung you are sexually active din naman, pwede ka rin magpa-pap smear, ladies, o para ma-detect kung meron ka bang cervical cancer. Sa mga kalalakihan naman, ano tawag dito, yung ipa-check natin yung prostate natin, baka kasi cancerous na yun. O baka kasi nahirapan na kayong umihi, mga ganun. Parang pag-ihi kayo, parang alam nyo yung parang nagbola ka, may dribbling doon sa pag-ihi mo, mga ganun, or baka may dugo na, okay, need mong magpa-test, mga ganun. Or in order to detect any abnormality, meron tayong tinatawag na guaya test. G-U-I-A, guaya. G-U-I-A-U-C. Okay. So dito, kumukuha sila ng sample ng stool, tae. Doon sa tae na yun, i-check nila, i-assess nila kung merong presence of dugo. Kasi kung may presence of dugo, there is something wrong with you. Ito yung mga ipapagawa mo pag ikaw ay 50 years and above, ganun, or 45 years and above, magpagwayak test ka sa mga kalalakihan, sa mga kababaihan. If you are sexually active or may partners kayo, di magpa-pap smear para ma-determine natin para kita agad natin baka meron na pala tayong dinadamdam, meron na pala tayong sakit, hindi nga tayo nagpapa-test, mga ganon. And then prompt treatment to limit disability. Halimbawa na-detect na meron kang cervical cancer, o di agad-agad, di ba? Sabi nga dyan, prompt treatment to limit disability. Okay. Ma'am, anong dapat gawin namin pag may cervical cancer? O di, depende dun sa gynecologist kung ano ipapagawa sa'yo. Baka magki-chemo ka, chemotherapy, di ba? Depende doon sa sakit. Okay. And then tertiary prevention naman to support the client's achievement of successful adaptation to known risks, optimal reconstitution, and or establishment of high-level wellness occurs after a disease or disability has occurred and the recovery process has begun. Intent is to halt the disease or injury process and assist the person in obtaining an optimal health status. Or in short, pag sinabi natin tertiary prevention, we are referring to rehabilitation. Mayroon halimbawa, nagkaroon ka ng speech defect, pagkatapos inoperahan ka, nagkaroon ka ng what do you call this one? Ng cancer of the larynx, mga ganon. So pag larynx is said to be the voice box. So, hindi ka makapagsalita. So, dito sa tertiary prevention, ang gagawin sa'yo, okay, magpaparehab ka para maibalik yung boses mo. Ganun. Kasi nga, naapektuhan yung voice box mo. You get me? So, need mo na mag-rehab para maibalik at makapagsalita ka ulit. Ganun. Pag ikaw ay diabetic naman, kasi pag diabetes ka na sinasabi, lifetime na yon. So, ang tertiary prevention noon, di umattend ka ng mga seminars with regards to how to actually manage diabetes, mga ganon. Paano ka mag-inject ng insulin na ikaw lang, na hindi mo na kailangan yung ibang tao, mga ganon. Tertiary prevention yun. Na-stroke ka halimbawa, o sa tertiary prevention, paano mo maibabalik or paano ka ulit makakabalik sa normal mong functioning? So mag-a-undergo ka ngayon dyan ng physical therapy. O di ba yung gagamitin ka ng may mga TENS kasi, yung TENS ang tawag natin doon sa pag ikaw ay PT, yung inilalagay nila kung saan yung affected na part ng katawan mo na paralyzed para mag-function siya. Ganon. That is tertiary prevention. Kung may example nga tayo dito, tignan nyo. Okay. Primary prevention, you quit smoking. These are behaviors associated with the levels of prevention. Quit smoking, avoid or limit alcohol intake, exercise, eat a well-balanced diet, reduce fat and increase fiber in diet. Huwag medyo mantika. Increase fiber, yung mga fiber-rich foods, mga ganon. Papaya. Kain ka ng papaya. Take adequate fluids. Avoid overexposure to sunlight. Maintain ideal body weight. Na-mention ko na yan kanina. Complete immunization program. Okay. Complete immunization. And hindi siya ay complete. Walang ay yan. Okay. Complete immunization program. And then wear hazard devices in worksite kagaya nga nung hard hat na sinasabi natin. Hard hat para iwas sa mga disgrasya. Okay. Secondary prevention naman, have annual physical examination, either ano man yan, buong katawan, mga ganun. Regular PAPS test for women, nabanggit ko na yan sa inyo. Monthly breast self-examination for women 20 years old and above. So ikaw mismo ang mag-check kung baka meron kang mga bukol-bukol sa may breast mo class. So kailangan ng monthly breast self-examination. When taking a shower or when you are lying on bed, you can do breast self-examination. And then sputum examination for tuberculosis. Baka kasi may ubo ka na ilang buwan na or ilang weeks na hindi pa rin okay. You have to submit yourself for a sputum examination for the presence of acid-fast bacilli, di ba, sa tuberculosis. And then annual stool guaiac test and rectal examination for clients over age 50 years. Yan po yung binanggit ko kanina. Stool guaiac. Ang specimen dyan is stool. Doon sa stool, titingnan nila kung may mga presence ng mga dugo-dugo kasi microscopic nga microscopic, hindi mo makita, baka meron ka ng dugo-dugo, 'di ba, sa stool mo or tae mo, para ma-detect. Tertiary prevention naman, self-monitoring of blood glucose among diabetics, physical therapy after stroke, participation in cardiac rehabilitation after myocardial infarction, and then attending self-management for diabetes, and then undergoing speech therapy after laryngectomy. Okay? So, yan po ang coverage natin for our prelim examination from historical and historical and contemporary nursing practice, history of nursing in the Philippines, and other lands, and then health, wellness, illness, and disease. May katanungan po ba? May bumabagabag ngayon? Tomorrow we have 8 to 9 supposed to be, but I will not be meeting you either face to face or online kasi we are done. You get me? So by Thursday will be your quiz. So yung quiz lang will be the historical and contemporary nursing practice. I will not give you quiz dito na lang sa health, wellness, illness, and disease. Parang ganon. Or, I will let you choose anong gusto nyong quiz. Historical and anatomical or dito sa health, wellness, disease. Health, wellness, illness, and disease. My dear 1B. Pipili kayo Thursday pero yung quiz nyo. Isa lang. I'm giving you the chance to choose kung ano nga doon ang you are more comfortable with taking. So this will be the final attendance for today. May mga Miko, Bagusto, and Prado na late seat. Inadmit ko pa. Tapos na. Ay, naku, pindot. Okay, this will be your final attendance. So may mga nag-GC na ma'am, I am with like this and like that. Okay lang yun. Okay. So 29 lang, dapat 40 kayo, hindi ko alam, titignan ko yung mga yung mga kasali-kasali na sinasabi nyo. Oh my dear 1B, kayo na ang pinagpipili ko. Or yung dalawa ang i-quiz nyo kasi mahaba naman yung oras natin sa Webes. Yung nang dalawa na. Ang Webes si I 1 to 4 o pwedeng yon dalawang quiz. Section B.
Ma'am, nagde-decide pa po kami.
O you just have to
Nag-uusapan pa po.
tell me na lang sa GC kung kung hindi, dalawa yun.
Sige
So,
po, ma'am.
Do not ask me, ma'am, do we have meeting tomorrow? Sinabi ko na yung 8 to 9 natin hindi na because we are done. You just have to use your time to review for the quiz on Thursday. Okay, thank you so much and have a nice day, everyone. You can leave now if you haven't decided yet. Okay, thank you.